Good morning. It's Ken's collection again. Back after a bit of a while. I done one last week for Fish and Marillion. What I thought I'd do is revisit some of my earlier collections I put online. I've added two, and I take on some of the comments of the people who put comments in and about what they would like to see, etc., etc. So we're going to start off with Rolling Stones vinyl, and I'll be doing several more of these to update my collection. Starting with these are all original LPs from time, except for one I think was a repress. These are all originals. This is the Rolling Stones Tattoo You. There you are with the cover of tattooed lady on the front and Keith on the back tattooed. Well, I think it's Keith anyway. But this was a mop-up of tracks from other albums, leftovers and stuff like that. Excellent tracks, obviously, and it's an unvalued album. So that's Tattoo You, in all its glory. In the inner sleeve, there's pictures on there of a hoof on their inner packaging. So we'll move on to the next one now, and it's an earlier live album. Import this is from the USA. It's the Rolling Stones live. A lot of screaming on there. Can barely hear the song. Some controversy over whether they're live with crowds added and stuff like that. But this is the Rolling Stones live. There was an EP as well, which I haven't got. On the back, they got the lads there. Some would say the classic lineup, the early lineup with Brian Jones. So that's the Rolling Stones live. Onto one of my favourite albums, probably in the top 5 there. This is Aftermath. This is the repress. It's not the original one, but it's not far off it. Again, the back there, what we got on here, some of the tracks on here are crackers, and they under my thumb. At the time, this is the UK version. At the time, What to Do, Lady Jane, Mother's Little Helper, Stupid Girl. Beginning to spread their wings, I would say, on that, and I think I really like that cover as well. Typical of the time, group portrait, moody shot. So that's Aftermath. On to their second live album now. This is Love You Live. This is Gatefolds. This is a double album. Famously sleeved by Andy Warhol, which I know he didn't want writing on it. Mick added the writing, and he was quite upset about that. Not a bad live album, but we'll come to the best live albums, you probably guessed, a bit later on. It's got Fingerbin File on here, it's one of my favourite tracks. We'll come to that a bit later as well. So that's the Rolling Stones, Love You Live, from the 70s. This is another live album. After Love You Live, basically what seemed to be happening, and still happening now, every tour gets a live album attached to it. This is still live. It's a single LP. And it has got a big spread stadium photo. Can I get all that in there for you? And the lads with Ronnie Wood present now, obviously. Yeah, so it's quite colourful. 1981, 80s live album, South American concert. Tracks on here include Let Me Go, Imagination. So it's slightly different, as they seem to do. They sort of add a few tracks they haven't played live in on some of these albums as teasers, I suppose. 25 Rock, Going to a Go-Go. It's a single, I believe. Yeah, probably their lowest ebb. Dirty Work in terms of relationships and stuff. Very 80s looking cover. Again, these are originals. Gaudy back cover, I would say. Definitely not my anywhere near my favourite. I do like Harlem Shuffle and one other track, which eludes me at the moment. But it's not something I've ever played that much, to be honest. Now we're getting back to some of my favourites. This is an original Goat's Head Super little story with this one as well. I look at other people's videos, and Mazzy is a guy I follow, and he does a Show Your Stone sort of. Hats off to him. He's Premier League and I'm National League for you football fans out there. This has got one of my favourite covers. The story behind it is, you can see there's a bit of a scratch there. I used to have an original Sticky Fingers with the zip, and he says something about covering it up. Well, I was young and naive then, and I didn't, and it marked the back of the album. I haven't got the zip when it got lost in transit somewhere. unfortunately. So that was Goat's Head Soup. This is Emotional Rescue, which has sort of got a bit of traction lately. It's at the time I quite liked it. Emotional Rescue, the track has been in a few films there, and it's quite funky, disco-y, sort of upbeat sort of track. She's So Cold is a classic rocker. It's got these, probably the worst cover, I think, thermal images. There is, if I'm not mistaken, there is, oh, I can't get out now, bear with me. Here we go. There is a colour massive poster that comes with that, which I had on my wall at some point, which is probably quite embarrassing to say. There you go, that's Emotional Rescue. These are all, as I say, I keep saying original. It's Only Rock and Roll, which it's not my favourite cover, but lots of people like this. I think it's an undersold album. It's got a sort of blank version of the front bit there with a scroll. It's Only Rock and Roll. No track listing on there. There's lots of my favourite ones. I said Figure Out File. The track It's Only Rock and Roll, which sends a spook who wrote that. Ron Wood had a big hand in it. There's a very good video of him in a tent, a blow-up tent with bubble, doing that track, which I would ask you to seek out. That's It's Only Rock and Roll. We've got another import here of American album, Mountain compilation album, 12 by 5. This is a European version of that from one of our cousins across the water there. It's got the bluesy sort of round Confessing the Blues. Time Is on My Side, obviously that's a brilliant track. It's All Over Now. Another moody shot on front there. Similar to Aftermath colour though. It's got thicker card. So that's 12 by 5. First compilation on the Rolling Stone records, which was set up about the time of Sticky Fingers. These days it was very sparse. There's only, that we're counting it, only 10 tracks on it. All classics, of course. Brown Sugar, Tumbling Dice. Sort of weird-ish, Made in the Shade this is. With the Pyramids, and some people think that's Angie Bowie. That's up for dispute, and of course Angie is one of the tracks on there, and there's a whole story there in itself, I guess, about that at the back there, just the Pyramids, and track listing is on that one. So that's Made in the Shade. One of my favourites, not many people's favourites I don't think, but Black and Blue. This is Gatefold again, as was the picture. We got I quite like this sleeve. I have got a big poster of this version. Let's open it out for you there, because you see that. That's Mick and the boys there in a very good thing. There's a sort of quite nice inside picture as well on a beach somewhere. No doubt waving things around so catching the light. There is the inside covers of interest. This is the studio track listing stuff, the tracks. That's Black and Blue. Food to Cry on there, classic ballad. One of my favourites, Memory Motel. Sort of dabbling in funk and reggae and all hot stuff and stuff like that. Really good album, I think. Last of my originals. There was another compilation. At the time, it was. I played this to death. I had it on cassette with a car and everything. All car cassette players. This is Rolled Gold, the very best of the Rolling Stones. That's quite a statement. It's got a readable sort of thing now. It's a double again. It's a double album. There's track listing and recording dates, recording studios on them, unusually on the back here. So what we got, read off the first one. Come On, Olympic Studios, 7th to 6th, 63. Got the dates that were recorded. A lot of Olympic Studios, Chester, Chicago, RCA, Hollywood. But it goes right up to Give Me Shelter's the last track. The side 4 is like, it's classic. It's Honky Tonk Women, Sippy Through the Devil, Street Fighting Man, Midnight Rambler, Give Me Shelter. Can you beat that? Can any band beat that? That's Roll Gold, very best of Rolling Stones. That's the last of my original at the time, sort of. So I'm going into ones I bought since I've revitalized my vinyl collection. This is the best live album, or one of the best live albums. If you like other bands, this is Get Your Yayas Out. There's Charlie on the front doing a leap with banjo and a guitar in his, no, 2 guitars in his hand and a donkey for some reason. There's the back. This has obviously been released digitally with whole set of the old concert there with Tina Turner, Ike and Tina Turner on there, and other people, which is the old concert. This is just a single, but it works as a single album. It's a brilliant. You can't. Well, it is one of the best live albums to me. Jumping Jack Flash, Carol, Stray Cat Blues, Sympathy for the Devil. You know, at the time, and it's got a feel of a bootleggy sort of feel to it as well. There was famously Live and You'll Ever Be bootlegger at the time, which I've got digitally but not on vinyl or CD or anything. Abco, we get into the Abco records now. Metamorphosis, which is like demos and outtakes, and it's got its charm. There are different versions on there. It's a sort of strange, arty sort of almost sixth format sort of performance there for people in Britain. Sixth format, you understand that. This is Abco DSD remastered the way they were meant to be heard. I'm not quite sure that's the case, but it's got a bit of a writing on the back and plain cover inside. But that's Metamorphosis, compilation from the 70s, by the time of Black and Blue, I believe. Another one of my favourite albums here. This is a coloured vinyl version. This is an Abco release. It's Between the Buttons, which has famously got that was a great picture. Horowitz, I must say. I'm not sure who took the pictures. I can't find it on the back now. But also a great back cover, cartoons, Stones. Yesterday's Papers, Backstreet Girl, a lot of good tracks on here. Very good. Between the Buttons. If you haven't heard it, get it. Seek it out. Download it. What do you need to do? This is a Abco compilation, Hot Rocks, with again mosaic sort of picture, I would say, of the band's heads there intertwined. I don't know what you call that picture. Inside is various pictures and track listing. Let's have a look what we got here. Time on My Side kicks off side 1. And then again, side 4 of the double album, Midnight Ramble Alive. You can't always get what you want. Brown Sugar, Wild Horses. So it's a bit of dealing going on to get those tracks on anything from Abco. Picture of the back, quite good. So that's the Rolling Stones. Hot Rocks, 64 to 71. Classic album coming out again now. Top 5, most people's top 5 Rolling Stones albums. Let It Bleed. I do believe that this is their best. It goes between this and Beggar's Banquet for me. The cake on the front is Delia Smith cooked it, I do believe. I stand to be corrected there. A famous UK cook. And there's a slice out of it on the back. Where do we go with the tracks here? There's not a weak track on here for me. Let It Bleed, Love in Vain, Midnight Rambler, Give Me Shelter. You've got the Silver. More about a few drifting into country rock sort of stuff there. This is Give Me Shelter is my number 1 Stones track, so this album's always going to be up there for me. This is Abco repress. Yeah, it's got on the inner sleeve of that, it's got some writing and details about the tracks and stuff. So there you go. Through the Past Darkly. This is a record store day, release, volume 2. On what colour is it? It's coloured vinyl. Orange for some reason. I do like the back cover, sort of smashed glass. Well, it comes in its own plastic. This is a stereo version. Rolling Stones Through Past Darkly. Big Hits, volume 2. Again, it's approaching perfection. Honky Duck Round, Rude Tuesday, Jumping Jack Flash. It's really good. I do like the cover pressed up against the glass. Been copied many times since. Volume 1, if you want. My favourite compilation. Big Hits and High Tide and Green Grass. This is Record State. What colour is this one on? I think it's green, I want to say. Yeah, green vinyl. It's got the American cover on the back. I do keep them in the slit that's down the side. Keep the hypes. I think they're called hype stickers on the front. I've got this on CD, and I will be doing my CD collection as a revisited. So that's Big big hits, High Tide and Bluegrass. This is one of the archive from the Vaults releases. This is Rolling Stones Live, Sticky Fingers at the Fonda 2015. This is a triple album with a DVD. So this is quite a awesome package if you want. It goes on and on, open it up. There's the DVD there in the middle. Triple gatefold, is it? Yeah, triple gatefold. It's not got like Sticky Fingers is Bone Sugar is not the lead off track, so it's not played in strict order. They're all there, you know, kind of like Hear You Knocking, Moonlight Mile. So that's on the archive. That's the only archive release I've got on vinyl. So we're now into another compilation. This is I think it's I want to say the last one that's been released. It's on Rolling Stone Records. Polydor. It's a triple album. So it is another triple. Quite a jazzy cover, I guess. Logo on there, and we open it up, and it's got pictures galore and details about each track. Triple vinyl. And Start Me Up kicks it off, and One More Prophet. I'm sorry, Out the Tears finishes it right on the sixth side. So there's Honk. Sorry, I don't even think I said the title. Honk. Another compilation, slightly different. This is on air. It's BBC recordings. It's a double album. If you open that up, it's got obviously a theme going here with circles and stuff and pictures of boys in the in BBC studios. Early stuff. Obviously, this is quite early stuff. Going from Come On, like Satisfaction's on here, Roll Out Beethoven, Spider and a Fly, a good track. Route 66. So it's the blues stuff. It's nice note, official sticker down here in the bottom, not a sticker. BBC recording. So that's on air from a couple of years ago released. Right, so these are what I've got now is, and as I said, I haven't got my original. That got lost in transit somewhere. This is Sticky Fingers. Still sealed. It is open. I don't believe in not opening and playing and stuff. This is the remastered Rolling Stones ones that released last year. This is half speed mastered things. If you don't audiophile, I was a semi-audiophile, so I've got a good system there with amps and stuff. And I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think sometimes you can convince yourself they sound better if you paid a bit more for them. But there is a slight proof. I do love vinyl anyway. I think it takes me back to my youth and stuff, the actual process of it. So there you go, and the oral cover again. So that's Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers. I've got a few more of the recently remastered, the half-speed mastered ones. So my favourite, Undamaged, Black and Blue, half-speed mastered. I got another one here, another album. It's Only Rock and Roll, half-speed mastered. As I said, the same about the covers. They are reproduced the way they were, so you do get the original insert sleeves. And finally, is it their crowning achievement? I don't know, Exile on Main Street, half-street mastered. Still in its cellophane. I do open them. I'm not one of those people that buys records and won't play them. Great cover, great tracks. Best double album ever? Put in the comments if you think so. Right, so we're nearing the end now, so we're getting to some of the highlights of my collection. I don't know. This is the reason we released this in Majesty's request anniversary version, I suppose. And Mazzy on his channel said that he likes this album. I'm with him on that, and it's got the tickler sleeve. I went 3D sort of thing. See things going around there. Response to Sgt. Pepper's. Make of that what you will. And I think what Mazzy said actually is, did the Beatles ever have a labyrinth on any of their records? That lifts it up for him, and I think it's got the mono and stereo versions in there. This is a. Bear with me if I try and open this up, because it's like it opens up that way and then it goes that way. So I'm not going to achieve that on the screen here with any success. So there are some great tracks on here, you know. She's a Rainbow, you know, and 2000 Light Years From, two of my favourite Stones songs. So that's quite a weighty mono and stereo versions, and an SACD version in there as well. So I think that's quite good. So we're on to I think the following year. This version came out. This is the Beggar Banquets anniversary edition from Abco. This features the original gatefold jacket, as it says, 12 mass remastered, 180 gram, and it's got a Sympathy for the Devil 12-inch Rhino mono mix with etched back. I'm not a great fan of this etched back business, so I'll take it out to see. There's what was the release version, and there's the version the Stones won't release. So it is gatefold, and we got the aforementioned Beggar's Banquet pictures in there. See if I can pop. Here he comes. There we are, and it's all little plastic sleeve, which is quite good. Simply the Devil with the etched back. So that's not overwhelming package, but nice. If you, I didn't get the. I refrained from getting the Let It Bleed one. It didn't seem to have anything to appeal to me. So that's Beggar's Banquet. Obviously, classic tracks. I skipped over the tracks there, didn't I? Sympathy for the Devil, No Expectations, delving into country rock, possibly Dear Doctor, stuff like that. Say Cat Blues. Would anyone release a track like that now? I don't think so. Salt of the Earth, Street Fighting Man, very atypical, and could be used over the last couple of weeks, I would imagine. To round off, two of my latest purchases. The Goat's Head Soup anniversary leaf with a new stereo mix and all the outtakes and stuff in the same sleeve, but obviously it's it is a double album now, and it's got the Spanish cover, which I've got on SHM CD, and we come to that in that collection. I update that one. Finally, the last song that's been released. This is sealed. They haven't opened this one. So I'm sort of bucking my trend there, I suppose. I've got it on digital if I want to listen to it. So it's not. It's a 10-inch. Living in a Ghost Town. Fine track. Get a bit glare there. So that's finished off. Just one track. Especially from those one-sided things everyone seems to be putting out these days. So that's my up-to-date Rolling Stones vinyl collection. I'm calling it Rolling Stones Revisited. So thank you, and there'll be more of these soon. Take care.